What's up YouTube, this is DWS Darius, and this is going to be another episode of Amazing Fish. Okay YouTube, so right now you're looking at some of the most talked about cichlids in the hobby, some of the most loved cichlids, and some of the most hated cichlids in the hobby. And these are the Parrot Cichlid. Okay YouTube, so if you haven't seen my video a little while back about trying to understand a Parrot Cichlid, check it out because you'll see a significant change and difference in the coloration of this parrot. When I was in that video, he's completely black, and now as you can see he's displaying his adult color. So that's one of the things I enjoy about the Parrot Cichlid. They go through that awesome transformation, almost similar to their cousins, the Red Devil. You can see this guy was completely black, and now he's starting to peel to that orange color. But yeah, I say these are the cousins of the Red Devils because they're hybrids. They're man-made fish. Man came and mixed up different fish species, one of which is believed to be part of Red Devil. Some say it's mixed with a Severum and some other fish, but the outcome is the Parrot Cichlid. Okay, so because these fish are just so mixed up as far as the genes, that's what makes them to some people such a hated fish because they say it's impure, but it also makes them a loved fish because of their odd shape. Not too many fish have that round bubble-like shape, and that's what attracts certain people. So these fish are a very huge topic in the hobby, and they really draw a lot of attention to them. Okay, so after keeping these fish for a couple of months, I was able to learn a bit more about these fish. So first off, if you want to go and buy one of these fish from the store and you didn't want to pay the full price for an adult, because the adults can be a bit pricey, I find that the juveniles, it takes them about a month to fully change color. So if that's a concern, these fish transform from that black color to this orange color. Based on my two that I have here, in a time period of a month, as far as growth rate, these fish, I've had these fish, as I said before, for months, and really not too much growth. I mean, this first one, he bloated out a tiny bit, but overall these fish are very slow growing, and it's not hard to tell why. You have other fish like the Red Devil Cichlid, and if you look at him, he's not turning around, but he has a big mouth. Same thing with these green terrors, a big mouth. And then when you look at these two guys up here who are hiding, they have those triangular shaped mouths, and as I predicted in my past video, that mouth is a big disadvantage when it comes to eating. And if a fish doesn't eat as well as the other fish, he's not going to grow as well as the other fish. So keep in mind that these Parrot Cichlids are slow growers because they can't really eat as fast as other large cichlids. Another thing that I learned about these fish is that you definitely want to be careful with choosing tank mates. These fish have a lot of bark, and from my experience they really can't back it up. Now they started with so many different fish. The tilapia in the tank over there being one of the fish they decided to fight when he was all together with them, and that nearly cost them their lives several times. So they like to pick with fish that really they won't be able to defend themselves. I have a pair, so they pick on fish together, and I guess they think it's power in numbers, but they do have a disadvantage when it comes to fighting. They're not fully equipped to be a fighting defending itself fish. So choose your tank mates properly. I wouldn't suggest fish like the Red Devil or other big bulky American cichlids unless these are at that full size. Then they should be able to handle it better. But while they're small, I recommend small cichlids to go with them, like convict cichlids, and maybe even not cichlids, maybe tiger barbs or danios. Just something that really won't take advantage of their disadvantage in fighting. Okay, so I said before that these fish don't have a hard time eating foods that I feed to my larger cichlids. So what do I feed these guys? Mostly they eat flakes because that's all they're able to fit in their mouths. However, sometimes I like to treat them with bloodworms and regular earthworms. Okay, so lastly, my overall opinion of the Parrot Cichlid. Now, the Parrot Cichlid, as I said before, is a a hot topic in this fish keeping hobby, and in my opinion these fish are just like any other fish. They didn't choose to be hybrids, so I really can't bash the fish or hate the fish because of the fact that they're hybrids and they somewhat are disformed, not being able to eat, not being able to fight. However, when you look past all of that, if you keep them in a good setup where they don't have to worry about fighting and where they don't have to worry about competing for food, you can really enjoy these fish because these fish have a great personality. They're very entertaining and they're very social. I find that some other cichlids it takes a lot more to convince larger cichlids to become as social as these are willing to be. So if you give these guys a good setup, if you make sure their tank mates are not tank mates that's willing to kill them, you can really get a lot out of keeping these fish. You can really get those wet pets, as people like to say, those fish that will really interact with you. So yeah, the parrot cichlids are a great fish as long as you keep them in a great setup. However, if you keep them in a tank when it's fighting and where it's other cichlids competing, you're gonna be a little disappointed. So yeah, that's my look at the parrot cichlid. As always, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that will be all.